Hi, my name is Bobby Tewksbury with Pelotero, and today we're going to take a look at the hitter potential score. With this score, we thought it'd be fun to get our team together and create scores for all of us so we can help teach you what the score means, how the drills get created, and just give you a deeper dive into what the hitter potential score is. The first member of our team that we're going to be taking a look at is Chris Colabello. Chris played in the big leagues. He tells Homer stories. If you know Chris, you appreciate everything he is. Chris's score is 77. When we look at this dashboard here, we're going to see the overall score here on the left, which is a combination of 5 different categories. So one score turns into 5 scores, which are the categories are performance, swing plane, depth and length. Depth and length looks at how deep you're able to get the bat in the zone and then how long you're able to extend the zone. Really important for timing, both to be quick and when you're a little bit early. Mechanics is more of a summary score of just mechanics, and then directions kind of looking at your path of the bat through the zone. So as we look at Chris's swing, we're going to just kind of take note of what's happening. So solid overall move. When I see this, I see the hands dropping. I see the barrel kind of working a little downward through the ball. He's in jeans. He's just getting some swings for this purpose. But right around here, we can see the hands kind of lowering more than they need to. They could stay up at the shoulder a little bit longer, and the shoulders could be tilting more. So the pitch is down the zone, but as we see, there's trends that emerge with hitters. So we have the overall score, we have the 5 categories, but we also have a score details page, which is a deeper dive into each of the categories. So when we come to his plane score, we can see hands stay up, got scored at a 0. That's really going to be driving some of the drill selection, and then the body loft, which is kind of the lean of the body. A little more forward than you would like to see. So the coolest thing about the hitter potential score is all the data that creates a score, we can instantly create programs. So we have Chris's program pre-built, and we're going to see some drills. We're going to focus on the T work for this purpose. So with Chris, we're trying to find that balance of working on the low pitch, working on keeping his hands up. So we're going to give him some low T drills. We're going to give him some stay tall drills, because we have to find that balance of working on that low pitch, but also staying tall. So as we jump into these programs, we have videos so we can see and have demos of what we're looking for. In this instance, we're trying to drive that ball through the middle. Just with that low T, we don't want to pound the ball into the ground. And then for the stay tall, we'll go find that one. Back shoulder up, stay tall. Again, all of the drills are selected based off his data. So when we're working on staying tall, the T position is going to be up, and then we can really focus on feeling like the back shoulder stays up more, feeling like the hands stay up more, and just overall just feeling that stay tall feel in your swing. So that's some drills that are selected, I should say, based off Chris's data, and just a cool way of looking at how his score and his breakdown for all these categories influence the drill selection in his program. So if you followed the Pelotero story, Chris and I worked together starting back in like 2009. We were teammates in 2006. We met each other in 2004. So we have a lot of history together, which means I have video of Chris from back in the day. So this is actually the day that he first gave me a chance. I explained to him that I was learning some things about the swing and wanted him to try some stuff. So even back in the day, the things that you try to work on, we can see his hands, again, are dropping more than they should. The key here is when these shoulders, they start with the front shoulder down. When the shoulders switch, so when the back shoulder gets lower than the front shoulder, you want the hands to stay up. So if we watch Albert, when he gets into that move, his hands are not plunging downward. His hands are staying up. They're staying at that back shoulder, and he's letting his kind of rotation happen, which is keeping the barrel deep, getting the barrel on plane. And with Chris, we can see hands just kind of working downward. So he's already working down towards the ball. At this point in time, Chris had been a successful independent league player. Definition for that can vary because he was in the independent leagues. But after this offseason, after we started addressing things, he went on to be I think he was runner-up for MVP in Double-A. He was the Independent Player of the Year in 2011. Went to Double-A and was runner-up in the Eastern League for MVP in 2012, and then by May in 2013, he was in the big leagues. So he was a very good hitter, but needed to learn how to swing better to give himself a better chance to perform against the best pitching he was ever going to face in his life. So just a kind of a cool look at, you know, every hitter has tendencies that they have to fight and work towards. Chris is clearly in genes, and he does take a lot of pride in being a good hitter. He played in a professional game this summer and got 2 hits because that's what he does. But the trends and the things that you're going to fight as a hitter are going to that's kind of who you are and what you're going to be working against. So having drills that combat that and having that constant feedback of, you know, being able to upload a video, getting objective results and feedback, we can help keep you kind of online with what we're trying to achieve as hitters. We can keep you, it's like guardrails keeping you in the right direction. So cool look at Chris and his swing. I'm sure he's going to put some time in and get his score higher because he's not going to tolerate being in the 70s. So good look at Chris's swing. Next, we're taking a look at my swing. So I checked in at a 73. My performance score is lacking a little bit. I have not worked out in years. I'm way more focused on my kids right now. But we'll take a look at the swing real quick. So Dry Swing Club, shout out Dry Swing Club. I really like where my swing is at from a pattern standpoint. Things that I'm keying in on are getting my back elbow down effectively, keeping my hands back more, staying closed more. And these are things that really jump out in the scores. So it's cool to be able to go in my backyard and upload a video and get feedback. So 73 overall, my performance score is not great. Playing is solid. Scores overall are pretty good. And when we go into the details here, hands staying back is a pain point, and just overall quickness, hands getting in a good position. So when I watch my swing, my hands are mostly not staying back because my shoulders are rotating too far. So when I look at the swing and what the data is saying is hands need to stay back, whether they're not staying back because my shoulders are rotating or because my hands are coming forward, working opposite field should be a point of emphasis. So what we're going to see here is start the bat vertical, line drive oppo down away, or line drive fly ball down away, an Arenado drill, which is more of like an abbreviated finish. So we can jump in and take a look at what that looks like. When you do swings with abbreviated finish, it's meant to emphasize direction. So we're not trying to finish and over rotate with the swing. The cue here is really just don't let your body over rotate. So this is a great drill to try to feel that. Some other stuff we can look at down and away, T-oppo, rear foot elevated is a good one. I like the rear foot elevated drill for hitters who get too far forward. So it forces you to be forward, so you have to work on staying back more. So keeping the head back, not getting over your front side too much. So kind of a cool look. Again, my hands are coming forward too much, things that I know I need to work on, but it's nice to have it confirmed with the data. I'm going to be looking to get my performance score up because when I see this, it bothers me and I want to work at it. So 73 overall, which is solid. It's a solid swing. It's not a perfect swing. There's things I work on constantly because I swing to learn and explore. So just a cool look at my moves and things I need to work on. If we bring in my old swing, this is from 2009, and this is from like straight knob to ball, down to the ball. We can really see my hands coming forward with my shoulders here. So what we really want to see is when the shoulders start to turn, when the back shoulder gets down, the hands should not come down with it. So we can really see the hands just straight plunging. You can see how this is going to cause the barrel to be steep downward. I'm losing depth because how can you hit the ball deep when your hands are coming down and forward? Just really, again, I was a successful college player. I was player of the year in my conference. I played professional baseball independently at the independent level, Cannon League. So I had a career that I'm proud of, but I wish I could go back and make changes. I think my swing is much better now. Some of the positioning that I'm getting to, where my hands are going to stay up and back here more. So we see kind of that shoulder slope happening compared to what it used to look like, which was by the time my shoulders get to kind of that angle, my hands are very much down and forward. See if I can move this up a little bit more, or down. So by the time my shoulders get sloped, my hands are really pushed forward as opposed to my elbow getting down. And now we can see this bat's got a path. From here, the bat has a path to come around this back forearm and get into the zone deep and then stay and extend through the ball. The term folding and unfolding of the arm, the back arm, is something I'm really keyed in right now. Getting that back arm in position so the bat is not getting pushed forward. It's not, you don't want the elbow to get ahead of the hands. We want to get the elbow under the hands at that kind of phase of the swing so the bat can work around, get deep, and then stay through the zone and unfold very long. So arm is underneath, we're getting through, and then my arm can release and get long after contact. So doing a lot of things that I really like. Need to work on angles, and the drills will help me do that. Bennett Fisher is the player we're going to be looking at next. Bennett is our CEO, and thankful to him for jumping in and taking swings. Bennett is in great shape, so he's upset about his 60 score. We're giving him a hard time about that in Slack. But 58 is very solid. Bennett played in high school. He's much more focused on his kids and family now. But let's take a look at his swing and let's see what jumps out. So again, really cool. You can do this in your garage. He's got a little setup at his house. See him get closed off. Hands are coming forward right away. Kind of a downward path to the zone. Not the cleanest of rotations. Elbows getting more forward of the hands there than you would like to see. And then kind of the hands catch up late. So he's getting kind of forward there. And just overall, you can see his shoulders not rotating well. His hands pushing forward. So this back shoulder's not getting through well. He kind of stalls is a way to say it. So when we come up to his swing, the actual plane numbers aren't terrible. He's got good, decent angles here. It's more his body stopped turning, which is the issue. Depth and length is an issue, and then direction's an issue. So when you stop rotating, the arms take over too soon, and you kind of short circuit the whole swing. So we'd be looking for him to get through the ball better. Clean up some direction stuff. So we're going to take a look at some of his drills. Scissor drill up and in. So scissor drill is going to help him stop his lower body and keep his upper body moving through the zone. Up and away T-oppo. If you get that ball up and away, you got to really focus on getting through it. So take a look at one of these scissor drills. So we're emphasizing getting the lower body to stop and trying to get the upper body to continue. So for Bennett, if we're focused on like you're stopping your body and releasing your arms, we have to get the upper body to get through more, really finish with the shoulders, and that will release the barrel instead of the shoulder stopping and the arms extending too soon. So that would be a good drill for him. Up and away is kind of self-explanatory just from a positioning standpoint. This will help with kind of the arms dropping, coming forward too soon. So he's got to keep the hands up better and get a better path through the zone. Overall, solid. Somebody that doesn't hit on a regular basis. This is not the worst swing in the world. Getting his shoulders to turn through better would be a huge cleanup and something that as CEO he can choose to do if he wants to. We could check back in and see if his score improves. Next up for the Pelotero team is Patrick McDonald. Patrick, producer Patrick as we call him, is a player that worked with me for a number of years from the age of like 11. Patrick he's not a natural athlete. I'll just let his video play. Not the most natural athlete. He was a catcher. He's a very good baseball player. Not a natural athlete. Really, really worked at it. We always joke around that his dry swing is kind of not pretty, kind of on the ugly side of things. But he turned himself into a really good baseball player. He was kind of in high school. He was kind of a regional player of the year when they do the postseason awards. First team All-State. If COVID had not cut his college career short, he would have been his career leader in homers at his school. And overall, we see actions. There's positions that are being achieved here that are solid. From a quickness standpoint, they could be better. Just an overall cleanliness standpoint, I think the lines could be cleaner. We're not looking at Albert Pujols right here. But he had a really good career, and I know he's proud of the work that he's put in. So we see some solid angles. Hips are open, hands are back, shoulders are sloped. Solid things happening. Solid. So overall, performance-wise, he's still young. He can swing a little bit. He gets some speed going. Some plane score issues. That's more related to body positioning. If we jump into his score, his actual attack angle was not good. When we say hands stay back, there's a combination of when things happen is just as important as what is happening. So if you get your hands back into a good position too soon and then they pull forward, there's an element of timing that has to be considered here. So he gets his hands in a good position, but he gets them there sooner than he needs to. So there's some timing stuff there. So that's the biggest thing we see with his. Let's jump into Patrick's program and check out the drills that we've got for him. So first we've got a low T drill. That's just going to be good for overall body positioning. We're going to take a look at this arms extend. Let the arms extend middle away. As we saw in Patrick's swing, he kind of held on to his finish and didn't really release the barrel as well as he could have. This drill is a variation where it's done with an open stance. So as we look at the video, he's going to step open. But the real emphasis here is letting the arms finish. Let the arms release and get away from the body by turning all the way through. Don't hold on to the bat. Don't try to guide the bat, but just let it release. Stepping open is a variation of this drill that can really exaggerate getting the hips open. Not necessary, but a solid variation to be able to do. Then we got some more of that. Back shoulder up, stay tall. Heavy bat oppo. I happen to know Patrick really took off when he started feeling a heavy bat. So feeling the weight of the bat for him was his ability to feel that release. When we get a heavy bat and we're going oppo, it's going to really help coordinate the body. And we don't have a video for this because it's just a heavy bat, but it's going to help coordinate the body and organize things in a way that's, you know, it's the bat is doing the work. The bat is providing the cues. You have to feel your way through that drill. Taking heavy bat and going oppo is challenging. So in terms of his overall swing and his just, I would say, clunkiness, to be fair, a heavy bat is going to help create some smoothness and just let his body organize and be smooth and feel his way through his swing. Next up, we have Adam, who is not a baseball player. This is one of the most epic videos I've ever seen. Adam runs our engineering and development, and let's just jump to his swing. So we can see here he's got a pretty poor score. Performance-wise is not good. Depth and length is not good. Mechanics not good. Playing is solid. He actually gets into some decent positions. But the funny part is he's swinging a hatchet because he's not a baseball player. He's swinging a hatchet, which is epic. So if we watch this swing, I think it's fair that we call it. No offense, Adam. You're not a baseball player. You're a really good developer. So we can see he's really drifting to that front side. The elbows really leaking through. Let me go frame by frame a little bit. Go through in chunks. So overall here, his shoulders, his hands are staying back when his shoulders are slow, but then it might be because of the hatchet, but he's getting some bat drag going on here. Not ideal, just kind of sliding through. His head's moving forward. He's drifting to his front hip. Just overall, just straight leaking through his swing. He's getting way posted up over the front side. An epic performance with the hatchet. So again, the hitter potential score is looking at the inputs into the swing. So this is a really good example of how the hitter potential score is really looking at the inputs of the swing. We did estimate the performance scores because he couldn't attach a bat sensor to his hatchet here. So we estimated, we had a team outing where we played golf this summer. We kind of have an idea of how he moves and can estimate some of these numbers. So if we have video of your swing move and we have your performance data, we can create a pretty representative, a very representative score. This one is below average, as it should be. No offense. This is epic for all the reasons that it's epic. As we go into his actual program, we're really just kind of getting some fundamentals. So a high T drill, which is going to force him to stay back, force him to stay on top, not let the back elbow drop. 2 hands past the corner, feel the release. This is a drill we'll take a look at that it's really meant to keep everything staying back better. A no bat swing. You can do this with a bat as well. You could like take a swing with it. This one with the ball, we're looking to get the bat to release oppo, stay back more, let the body turn, don't leak. So we're going to try to get Adam's swing dialed in a little bit more. We have a scissor drill, hit to both corners, which would be more just directional. So a really good way to help a hitter feel where they're at is to give them external cues. So if you have to go to the right field corner, then the left field corner, your body has to do very different things to go oppo versus pull. So it's more create direction oppo, create direction pull. And that can help a hitter feel their way through their positioning. So just a solid drill for somebody that really needs some fundamentals. The last member of the Pelotero team that we're looking at today is Mike Olt. Mike is a former UConn baseball legend, also played in the big leagues with Texas, the Cubs, the White Sox. Let's jump to his swing. We can see his overall score of 60, direction issues, mechanics overall, depth and length overall. So let's take a look. Appreciate you, Mike, for hopping out and taking things outside. So I think Mike would be the first to tell you that his mobility is not what it used to be. We're going to take a look at his old swing too. There's actions here. There's actions, but his weight shift is not ideal, kind of drifting to that front side a bit. We can see the hands are trying to stay back, but are just kind of leaking forward. So overall, we see actions there, Mike. We've got actions, but we got to, we'll say, get the mobility up and make some improvements there. So when we go into the swing details, his performance numbers are solid because he can still swing it. Hands aren't staying back. They're staying up, but they're not staying back. And just overall have some, the lead arm doesn't pull forward early. So everything's just kind of coming forward. That's hurting his plane. It's hurting his direction. It's hurting his depth. So that's just the general consensus. So if we look into his program, open stance facing the pitcher down and away, this is a really good drill for kind of like freeing up the body. So when you face the pitcher, you're going to close off and then work to drive the ball up. So it's going to force you to turn. It's going to force you to create depth. When you have the tee that deep, it's in line with the feet right there. It's going to just force you to turn and force you to move in ways that Mike realistically probably hasn't moved in a bit. Up and away tee oppo, again, the high tee is going to force the arms to stay up and not drop. We're really, with Mike, we're trying to get him to feel, we're trying to get Mike to feel Mike again with these. Let the arms extend middle away. Just let the arms work. We're just trying to get Mike to feel more balance, feel staying back, feel the hands stay up. What else we got for him? Up and away again, face the pitcher again. So repeat drills are not a bad thing. If you see repeated drills, it means it's really just a point of emphasis. Our system is finding that drill for a reason. So lean into it, stay focused with it. When we go back to Mike's report and video, we can pull up Arizona Fall League Mike. And the biggest thing I see in his old swing was he was getting his elbow down. He was getting it down. The hands were staying really far back, things that he wasn't doing now. But the timing and the sync up of his body, so his shoulders haven't started working yet. So he's got tons of angle, right? The barrel's really far behind his head, which it's not the worst thing in the world. It's got a lot of degrees to go to get to the contact point. His elbow's in a good position, but his body's not synced up yet. So Mike was historically very streaky. When his body was working well, things clicked and he was electric, but he had a lot of timing issues, a lot of chase issues, because basically he's getting his bat really flat early and then he had to drag it through. So would have looked to get his body working a little more efficiently, a lot more efficiently, getting his shoulders more involved and feeling the barrel working around deeper, which would have given huge timing benefits. So overall, I see these actions in his swing now. If we pull this up and watch one more time, we can see the hands working right there. It's just Mike doesn't swing the bat on a regular basis, even though he's Mikey bats. But we love having him around, and he's going to work. I know when he sees this, he's going to work on it. He's going to get better. So overall, this is a fun look at the hitter potential score. Thanks to everybody on the team for submitting their videos and their data. It's a really cool way to get an objective assessment using both your video and your bat sensor data. We've got your overall score, different category scores with a detailed breakdown, which we can use to build your program so you can start working on everything that you need to get better. And then the best part is we'll give you a score over time so you can track your progress, have a score history, and you can see how your swing is being maintained over your career. So if you have any questions, please hit us up. If you'd like to get your own hitter potential score, go to pelotero.com and visit our partners page to find an organization or facility near you. If there's a facility near you that doesn't offer Pelotero, please introduce us. We'd love to work with them. And they can help you with your data collection and get your own hitter potential score and training program. Thank you very much, and we hope to see you on the platform soon.